Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Praveen, where is Anil? Going to join?
Let me check with him.
Okay.
Krishna, he is joining.
Okay. Hey Anil.
Hi Kishore.
Okay, let me share my screen, guys. Okay. So, today we are going to discuss about the load balancer. So, last class we discussed about the NSGs, ASGs, and pairing. What is a pairing and what is the benefit of pairing? Okay. We discussed we can connect to the different virtual networks with the help of pairing, right? We discussed already. So today we are going to discuss about the load balancer. What is the load balancer and what is the benefit of that? Why these load balancers are very, very important in point of security, in point of high availability. So, so what is the meaning of high availability? We are going to discuss today. Okay. So one of the service load balancer is one of the services offered by Microsoft to go for high availability. You can see that high availability and scalability. These are two advantages with the help of load balancers. Okay. So what exactly the load balancers are doing? How we are getting high availability and how we are getting scalability. What is the meaning of high availability and scalability? So what is the difference between these two also we need to discuss. Okay. So here, what is the meaning of high availability? For example, you have one server. So I have some application on this particular server, like Flipkart. Flipkart is one of the application we installed on the server, and so whenever you try to connect your application from your laptop, that request will go to the server and connect this application, and you will get a response on your server. So it is the HTTP request, right? You can see any website, you can see HTTPS, HTTP or HTTPS, correct? So this is the HTTPS request will reach it to the server, and the server will respond, and the Flipkart able to see in your screen. Okay, so you can imagine, especially for Flipkart bonanzas of started. Okay, in a special days there are big billion sales or something like that. Right? What is the difference in a normal days and that particular days? What is the difference? What will happen on big billion sale or anything like that?
More traffic will come to the server.
So many people are trying to access Flipkart, right? So because they're giving some offers on that particular days, big billion sales or some summer holidays, some they're offering specific days from this day to this date. They are offering the price will be reduced automatically. January 10th to 20th, something like that. So in this between, they're offered some offers on laptops or mobiles or whatever it is. Then definitely many people are trying to hitting this application. So what will happen if today normally per day 100 users are trying to access Flipkart? Okay, example. Any special occasions like this big billion sale or something like that, that day, example, 10,000 users are hitting this application, trying to access this application. So how the performance of this server? If the 100 people are trying to connect this application, if 10,000 people are trying to connect this application, what is the difference? What will be impact? 100 people are trying to access this application. If you think about 10,000 people are trying to attack the same time, so what will impact? Performance will be increased or not? Decreased or not?
Yes, it will be decreased.
Performance will be decreased. Okay. If the 100 people are trying to hitting this application, the performance is good. At the same time, these special days, the people are 10,000 people are trying to access the same application. Definitely, the server is not responding that much as like 100 people are accessing it. The performance reduced. Correct? So still, even though after 10,000 people, the performance is reduced. It can increase 15,000. So what will happen? The server performance is come down to 0, and the CPU utilization is going to reach to 100%. What will happen if you reach to 100%?
Application will be down.
Only application will be down or server also down?
Server also.
Server also down. Because application is okay. There is no issue with the application. It's a impact of your server. So there are two ways, when the server is application is down, due to the server down is also application is impacted. Even though applications are having some issue, then also application is impacted. In both the ways, right? So we need to understand what is the reason my application is down. So in this particular scenario, what would be the reason? It is an application issue or server issue?
Server.
Server, right? Because many people are hitting the application, the CPU utilization is going to be reached to 100%. Once the CPU utilization is reached to 100%, so your server will go down. Because of your server is down, your application is not available, right? So here server is down means your application is impacted. So ultimately what business, the business related to Flipkart is impacted. If the application is not available, what is the point of big sale? No, right? No one able to buy anything. Correct? So we are trying to avoid to manage your application, even though more users are trying to access it. So what are the reasons we have? Your application is going down. For example, you have a server, you have an application inside that server. Any hardware failure, your server will go down or not. If the hardware is failure, server will be go down. So that will be impact your application or not?
Yes, sir.
Impacted. Okay. So your server is under patching. After patching, the server needs to be reboot, right? So your application is impacted or not?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You have some network issue. Your server is not able to connect. Your application is impacted or not?
It will be impact.
Your data center is down. Your data center is down. Entire data center is down. Your server also down. What will happen? Your application is impacted or not? Definitely impacted, right? Your entire data
Yes.
center is down. The server will definitely down. Server is down. Your application also down. So there are many reasons. Many reasons your application is impacted because of your server unavailability. Your server will be unavailability of so many reasons like patching issues, maintenance like networking issues, power issues, cooling issues, or your data center down issue, many things. So we are trying to avoid such scenarios. Even though your software is affected, that is also your application is down. Your application itself, someone is updated wrongly, some new code is added. Because of that, your application is down. Your platform, your OS related issues, we got it. Then also the server is down. That is also your service impact, your application impacted. So many reasons are there. Your application is down. So in order to avoid such scenarios out of this, we have so many different type of services are available in the cloud. Okay. In order to avoid these situations, we'll discuss more about that. Okay. So how we are going to, if for example, hardware failures or network failures or like rack failures or power failures. Because of these reasons, if your application server is impacted, how we are going to avoid these situations? How the Microsoft is providing different options we have available in the market in Azure cloud. Entire data center is down. What are the feasible options to avoid that situation? To still your server is up and running. What are the other solutions we have it? We will discuss about that also. Okay. So next, the CPU utilization is growing too high. That is related to your operating system. So how we are going to avoid that? So we have some services for that. So we are going to discuss a load balancer, right? So load balancers are try to avoid some of the situations like this. So how we are going to avoid the situations? We need a high availability of your server. For example, you have a one server and you have one application called Flipkart. So the people are trying to hitting this application, especially in the bonanza timings. So if it is reached to the 10,000, the performance is decreased. Even the 15,000, the entire server is down. So in order to, we are going to maintain that if if 10,000 users are hitted to this application, what you are supposed to do? I need a new server here. Automatically, we need a server to divert your traffic. So your server is available. So it's not a same server. Another server is available here. Okay. So this server also reaching 10,000 users are affected. Already trying to access it. One more server is required to maintain your traffic. Okay. So we have multiple servers are going to maintain in a backend. Who will do this process? Load balancers. Load balancers are balancing the load if you have multiple servers with the same application in order to avoid the impact of your server if the many users are hitting. So load balancer will help to distribute the traffic continuously. Okay. So that is the purpose of load balancer. So you have, for example, you added 3 servers in the backend. All servers have a Flipkart, same application. So you cannot say directly go to this server, go to this server, next request go to this server. We cannot do that. It is not possible manually. You cannot do it. Someone is required to distribute our traffic. Who is that? Load balancer. Clear what is the purpose of load balancer? Why it is required to distribute? Because of the people are trying to access the same application that is not only impact of one server. So in order to, if the hittings are very high, definitely that will be impact of your server. That performance will be decreased. If still the hittings are increased, automatically the server may be not available after some time. So if the server is not available, your application is not available, your data is not available, the entire thing is down. So in order to avoid such situations, we are trying to create a duplicate servers. The same application is there here. So, but we are trying to distribute the traffic in order to avoid the such unavailability situation. So who will help on that? Load balancer will help on that. So the request will reach here. It will check which server is available now, which servers have less hittings. Automatically load balancer will assign the request to that particular servers parallelly. Is it clear or not? Is it clear, everyone? What is the load? What is exactly the load balancers are doing?
Yes, sir.
Praveen, Anil, is it clear?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we have different type of load balancers in the market. Okay. The first one is a load balancer. Second one is application gateway. This is also load balancer. Front door. This is also load balancer. Traffic manager. This is also load balancer. So what is the difference between these load balancers? Definitely 99% in interviews they will ask this question. How many types of load balancer we have in Azure? What are those? And what is the difference between those load balancers? This is the question. 99% they will ask this question. Every technical interview, they will ask this question. So you need to understand what is the difference between these load balancers. Okay. So purpose is same. It is trying to distribute the traffic. That is the basic purpose of load balancer. You need to remember that. And what basis they are going to distribute the traffic, that is important. That is the only difference. In what basis, what criteria it is going to take it. Okay. So load balancer is distributing the traffic on IP based, IP address based. Okay. Whereas application gateway distribute the traffic based on URLs. What is the meaning of URL? What is the meaning of URL? You don't know what is a URL?
HTTP means the domain application URL or something.
https://flipkart.com. What is this?
That is
Is
URL.
that is a URL. That is a URL means it's a address of your application. What is the name of your application? That is called URL. Okay. So we have so many URLs on the, we are going to distribute that, we are using different URLs. So actually the application, the server, do you guys know that how we are going to access this application? If I open this flipkart.com, is it flipkart.com is installed on my server, my system, my laptop? Yes or no?
No.
Flipkart.com is not installed on my system. This flipkart.com application is hosted on some server. So, for example, if you try to access some application, how it is, what is the process? For example, I have server here. Okay. In this server, Flipkart application is installed. Okay. Flipkart server is installed in my one of the server. The IP address of the server is like some 10.0.0.4. This is the server IP address. So This is my laptop. I type here in my laptop browser, just now done it, right? I open my web browser, type www.com, flipkart.com. This website I type here. Okay. I type flipkart.com. This is the website URL I type here. So what will happen here? How I can reach this server? Any idea? https://flipkart.com. So how my server, my laptop request, I send a request to, I need https flipkart.com. So I can open my server, my laptop. I can see this is a Flipkart website. So how can I reach? How can my laptop knows that where this Flipkart is installed? How do we know that?
Under the Flipkart.com public IP will be there. There the request will go.
Okay. So can we expose our servers? We cannot directly expose it. Only private IP is there within the network. So the process here is, see, when I request, right, Flipkart.com, there is no IP. How do I identify it is a Flipkart? Today we have Flipkart. Tomorrow, maybe something else. Today I installed Flipkart in my laptop, in this particular server. Tomorrow I remove Flipkart, Amazon I installed. How do my server knows that? In which server we have Flipkart, which server we have Amazon? How do we know that? We have a DNS servers are there. DNS server is nothing but domain naming services server. What is the purpose of DNS servers? The DNS server we had two types of DNS servers, public DNS servers, private DNS servers. So first we have private, this is the public DNS server. Sometimes we can call as, we have a private DNS servers. So what is the information we have in DNS servers? The DNS servers, we have for example, Flipkart. We can easily identify, we can remember it. What is Flipkart? If you say instead of Flipkart, can I try to remember 10.0.0.4, 20.125.21.3 for Amazon, for Make My Trip 25.26.23.24. Can we remember these numbers, IP addresses?
No.
Instead of Flipkart, Amazon is a simple, which is the simple one? Is a URL or IP address? Which is the simplest one to remember it? As a
URL.
human, URLs. We cannot remember the IP addresses of each and every server, where your application is installed. So in the DNS servers, what we are going to return, we are written like this. Flipkart.com is equal to some 20.21.55.123, something like that. Amazon is equal to some 143.42.25. Or something like that. 221. Okay. Make my trip is equal to some 55.44.2032.124. So this is the IPs we are updating. Okay. So what will happen here? The same information stored here also. The first my request from my laptop to internet to, if you are in the network, you're an organization, we have private DNS. Otherwise, we don't have private DNS. We have only public DNS. Okay. For example, you can forget that. I try to access Flipkart, right? So my request will go to DNS server first, public DNS server, which is available in the internet. Okay. So it is trying to check what is the IP address of Flipkart, because I type flipkart.com, right? So it is trying to check where is flipkart.com. What is the IP address of the Flipkart? Okay, it is fine 20.21.55.123. So you can see .com, .in, you can see many places like, apple.in, apple.com, apple.aus. So this is called domains names. .com, .in, .au, .org. These are the domain names. So whenever he's trying to .com, okay, in real time, what happened? These servers are in the .com domain. So first the request will go to it is identify what is the Flipkart domain. It is a .com domain. Okay. First the request will go to the .com domain servers. Okay. In the .com domain servers, which IP address the server have a Flipkart? It is trying to find out 20.21.55.123. Okay. Then it is going to search for that particular server and hitting that server. Then the server will respond like this. It is not reached to DNS, it is directly reached to your laptop. Okay. So every server have a public IP? No. So generally we are using load balancers or something like that. So for example, in our scenario also, we have a Flipkart application in a backend servers. Okay. You can type, for example, command. You can go to command line, command prompt, type ping flipkart.com. What is the IP address you see here? It is a public IP or private IP? What is this IP? Hmm? Is it private IP or public IP, guys? Google.com. Is it a
Public IP.
This is the public IP, right? Private IP only we have only three series: 10 dot series, 172 dot series, 192 dot series. These three series are we have private. Rest all are public. It's a public IP we found it. So that means Flipkart.com is installed. We are directly access to the Flipkart server. No, we are not reaching to the Flipkart server directly. So what we'll have here, we have servers with a Flipkart here, here, and here. Okay. So in front of this three servers, we have some load balancer. So this load balancer have a public IP of this one. This 103 dot whatever you can see here. Okay. So this is the whenever the server the user is trying to access flipkart.com, it will not directly go to this server. This is going to hit here. So in DNS servers also, they're updating this IP address. Flipkart.com is equal to 103.243.32.90. So once you're trying to request, send it to the reach it to this particular IP. This is a load balancer IP address. So once the request is reached to the load balancer is trying to distribute where the Flipkart is available. Any of the server, your request may go. But we don't know what is IP address of these servers because these servers are in the network. Okay. So if you try to enter into the network, we require one public IP. Without public IP, you cannot enter into this network at all. Correct? If you're trying to enter into this network, who is the front door here? This is your load balancer. So load balancer will take your request and try to access it to the backend servers. So it is distributing the traffic and it is securely connected to the backend servers. These servers have a private IPs 10.0.0.10.0.0.5, 10.0.0.6. So it is completely secured within the network. We are securing our servers. The front end, we have a load balancer to distribute the traffic to the backend servers. And this load balancer have a public IP. Is it clear? So this is the way we are going to access any server through internet. We cannot directly access to the backend servers at all. That is completely not secured. So we are trying to hit one of the base server in front of the network and that has the public IP. Then only you can able to enter it. Otherwise, you cannot enter into your server. We cannot reach it, the server at all. Okay. So the load balancer basically advantage is distributing the traffic and it will securely connect it to your backend servers without public IP. Just like a router. You know that, right? We discussed, right? Router. Do you remember? First class, when you start networking, what is the router purpose in your home?
It used to connect means public IP to private IP.
So we are not hitting I try to laptop, my laptop, I'm not directly connected to internet from my laptop without router. We cannot connect. So why router is important here? Router have a public IP to connect to the internet. And once it is connected to internet and we are able to connect through the router will help. It's a mediator between our devices and the internet. That's the reason your router is down, you are unable to connect internet. Are you following me? So we require one public IP device to enter into your network because otherwise you cannot, no request will enter into this network with the private IPs because it is only within the network. So you want to expose these servers, you want to send any request from the server to outside, this is one device is required with the public IP. Otherwise it won't work. Okay. So here load balancer, application gateway also one of the load balancer like this. It is running on the URLs. Like for example, it is not on the IP address of the server. So it is like a URL of the your server. We will discuss what is the how this load application gateway works. And front door also running on the URL based only, but this is global service. Global service means we'll discuss later. Just remember it. It is also it's a global service front door. The traffic manager also running on the URL based, but it is going to be distribute the traffic and a priority based. Especially we are going to use a traffic manager for DR scenarios. So we'll discuss one by one. Okay. First, we are going to concentrating on load balancer. So load balancers are working on IP address. IP address means it's a layer number 4. What is a layer number 4? We'll discuss about that. What is a layer number 4? So in network architecture, we have 7 layers. You can check it here. Network layers list. You can see here. This is we can call as OSI model. You can see. So this is the physical layer, data layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. These are the 7 layers we have in a network. So through which layer we are going to connect to the server? The physical layer means you have a physical server. Okay. Physical server, for example, laptop, it's a physical component. We are trying to access it. Data link layer. That means cables are connected to your laptop and connect your network. So network layer is a physical path of the data will take. So physically you are connecting your device and able to use it. Transport layer is a TCP or UDP, IP address based you are connecting. Okay, I'm connecting 10.15. You are not physically access that server. Only based on IP address you are going to connect. Okay. So application layer means it's a URL based. Application layer is nothing but URL based. We are trying to access that not on the IP based, it's a URL based. We are going to connect it. So we have different, it is very deep into that networking. It is not that much required to learn it as of now. Just I'm going to give an example of this. We followed the OSI layer. In which layer we are going to hitting? Load balancer is hitting on layer number 4. You need to remember that. So layer number 4 is nothing but your IP, TCP or UDP. Okay. You can see the example. Your request will come to the load balancer first. The load balancer is distributing the traffic to the backend. So I will show you how the traffic will be distributed. User's IP address and port. Distributing incoming traffic to the backend resources. Okay. So if you have a network, okay. So you have a network and you have a subnet. In the subnet, you have some servers with the application, some applications installed on your servers. So here the load balancer will help to receive the request and send it to this backend servers. The load balancer will distribute the traffic. Okay. So it will provide the high availability means the server is available all the time. Some server is available. The scaling performance. So that will increase the scaling means one server is not available, another server is available. If this server is also not available, this server is available. The scaling means increasing the requirements based on your requirement. The hittings are going to high, the server will be, we are keeping adding and removing the servers to the backend. That is called scaling. Whenever is required, we are adding the server. Whenever is not required, you remove the server from the backend port. As simple as that. So how we are going to configure this load balancers? What are the components are there in the load balancer? We need to understand. Okay. How we are going to do this setup? So load balancers, we have 4 components. First one is the front end IP. Second one is the back end pool. Third one is the health probe. Fourth one is some rules. You can see here. Load balancer rules, backend pools, front end configuration, health probes. What is all about? Okay. We need to configure these 4 components in order to set up this. So front end IP. So I told you, right? We required some IP address of the server, this particular load balancer, to receive the request from the internet. So what type of IP address is required here? Is it private or public? What type of IP address I need to give this load balancer? Is it private IP or public IP? My request, my laptop, once I send a request to the server, how the request will go out from my laptop? Through internet only, right? Without internet, can I access any other application? Yes or no, guys? For example, Flipkart.com, I want to connect. Are you able to connect without internet or not? Are you able to connect without internet?
Internet is required.
Internet is required. Okay. If the internet is required, okay. If the internet is required, okay, my request will go out and trying to search the server. Where is Flipkart.com? Where is the Flipkart application? So in order to receive my request, which come from internet, this device should have a public IP or private IP.
Public IP.
Public IP. So guys, I told you many times, without public IP, no one able to receive request which come from internet. So any request, if you receive it, that means you should have a public IP. It's a simple funda. So for example, you can remember you have a house. Without a door, can you enter into a house or not? Without door, all only walls, completely blocked. Can you able to enter it or not? Yes, no. I'm outside. I'm trying to enter into your house. There is no doors in your house. Can I enter into your house or not?
No.
Is there any option? Is there any option? No, right? Without door, you cannot enter into your house. Yes, no. Correct or not? So this door is nothing but your device which have provide access to enter into your house. So if I try to come to here, this door should have a open option to enter into your house. So how can I enter it? Because this has a door. We have a doors to open it. Then only you can able to enter it. So in IT standpoint, This door is nothing but public IP. Any device which have a public IP that only allow you into the network, into your network to connect any other servers. Otherwise, if this is not there, you cannot enter into your network at all. It might be load balancer, it might be so many options are there in a cloud. So you can remember it. We have Bayesian host. We have load balancer. We have firewall. Okay. Many things are like this. But if you are using any device here, but that should have a public IP. Otherwise, this particular door does not know who comes and reach you to try to enter it. Okay. One more thing. The same example. You have a house completely blocked. We have a door. So no one is there to open your doors. Can I able to enter it? Doors also closed. Can I able to enter your house or not? Normal question here. This is not a network, internet, or this is not a Azure cloud.
No.
Normal question. You're not even for that also you're not giving answer. I have a house, the doors are closed. Can I enter into the house or not? No, right?
No.
So that means you have a device. If you don't have a public IP, even the device is there with a no public IP, you cannot enter into our network. So this door should have a key to open it. Then only you can able to enter it. The key is nothing but your public IP. As simple as that. If you have public IP, then only you can allow to outside traffic can enter into your house. If there is no key, there is no public key like this, you cannot, no one able to enter into your house because its doors are closed. That's it. So without public IP, no one able to enter into your network. So how we are going to allow it? That is our architect design that based on your purposes. Okay. We'll continue here from guys, load balancer, how to set up, how you are going to enter it, how the backend works, servers are working. You will got to know once you do the demonstration on this. Okay. We'll continue here from tomorrow. Okay. Practically, I will show you how to do that. Okay. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye now.